Yes, Nami, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you go to the last slide?
This is the last slide.
No, sir, before this.
You mean the shloka?
Yeah, sir, that slide.
This one?
Sir, the very first one. Yeah. Sir, what is the yoga of discrimination of the kshetra and the kṣhetra-jñaṁ?
Excellent question. Discrimination, viveka. So what does viveka mean? That is your question, discrimination. So now I'll give you a simple example. Is this in my hand, the object that you're seeing, is this a book or a pen?
Sir, it's a pen.
Very nice. The object that I'm showing to you now, is this a book or a pen?
Sir, now it's a book.
Excellent. So what you just now applied is your discriminatory power, your viveka. So your intelligence, in your intelligence, you have the ability to discriminate, to know one thing from another thing. How you discriminated between the book and the pen. Similarly, in life, many things cannot be physically discriminated. Only by knowing about it, in your mind, you can discriminate. For example, is it possible to know good from the bad by looking at something in the world?
Sir?
Is it possible to know good from the bad by looking at a thing in the world? Is there anything written on the object saying, I am good or I am bad? Is there anything written like that?
No, sir. We only comment few times.
By experience, you have to learn and then you have to discriminate. For example, is it written on the chocolate that eating 10 chocolate causes stomach ache?
No, sir. They won't put like that.
So when you've eaten many chocolates and when you've gotten stomach ache, you've learned a lesson. And through that, next time, you'll be able to discriminate. Oh, if I have to eat chocolate, I have to eat in a limited way. Too many chocolate will make my stomach go upset. So all these are powers of your mind. So this power of your mind is called as discriminatory power, viveka, to know one thing from another thing. Which is the right hand, which is the left hand, is your ability to discriminate. Which is book, which is pen, ability to discriminate. Which is up, which is low, ability to discriminate. Like that, here, Sri Krishna, this yoga, this chapter is named as kṣhetra-kṣhetrajñaṁ vibhaga yoga.
Sir, so discrimination is the power, is also one of the power of the mind.
Correct. Is a power of your mind. So here, Sri Krishna wants us to discriminate the kshetra and kshetrajña, the field and the knower of the field, the purusha and the prakriti, are the changing and the unchanging. So that discrimination can happen only in the mind.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
can you go to the meaning slide?
Yes.
Sir, what is deemed?
Deemed. Deemed is considered. So the field is deemed by me as true knowledge. Deemed by me means I consider it as the true knowledge. It is like a very strong statement by Sri Krishna.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So is the shloka clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Very nice. Does anyone else have any other question? Excellent. If there are no questions, I would love to listen to your understanding. So who wants to begin first? Okay, let's listen from Manaswini.
Sir, can I tell? This is Rohan.
Okay, Rohan, please tell.
Sir, I understood that Krishna is unchanging and this shloka helps us to understand that there is the light of the self in everyone.
Excellent. One is Krishna's message helps us to understand the light of the self in everyone. What else does it help you to understand?
It helps us in, like, we are changing and Krishna is unchanging.
No, your body is changing, but you are not changing.
Yeah.
See, you as awareness.
Like you in the form of awareness is not changing, but the body is changing.
So when you have to say, because I refer to you, I said it as you. But if I have to say, what I would say is, I am as awareness is not changing, but the body and the mind is changing. Is that clear to you, Rohan?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Very nice. Manaswini, how about you? Do you want to share your understanding?
Sir, that in everyone we have, we know as in everyone we have light. That means in the plants and animals, humans and birds, all plants, all have the light of their self, sir.
And that is called as, that is referred by different names. One of the name is Atman. Everything in the world is Atman. So your true nature is Atman, light of the self, the divine light of the self. And around the Atman, various bodies appear, depending upon the nature of the, whatever the karma and the impressions, different kinds of bodies appear. Body of a dog, body of a crow, body of a plant, body of a human. So all this is changing. All the bodies are constantly changing. But you as awareness is not changing. Is that clear to Manaswini?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let's listen from Namit next.
Sir, I understood that Krishna is the knower and all the human body is changing, but Krishna or our true self is unchanging.
Excellent.
Sir, and I also understood the knowledge of the body is considered as true knowledge.
So not only the knowledge of the body, to have the knowledge that the body is called as field and it is continuously changing, and to have the clarity that I am the unchanging is the true knowledge. So Sri Krishna is saying, one who knows both the changing and the unchanging, both together is the true knowledge, Sri Krishna is saying. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So look around. Everything is constantly changing, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Including your own body. So whatever is constantly changing is the field, kshetra, prakriti.
Sir, but how can we relate the the body to the field, sir?
What is the body changing?
Yeah, the body is changing.
Is the tree or the plant in your pot changing?
Yeah, after a few years, the plant will grow.
Not just after a few years, especially in the pot, in few days itself you can see it changing, no?
Yeah.
So, but the change is happening every moment.
Yeah.
So what Sri Krishna is saying is all the bodies are called as kshetra, field.
Yeah.
Field doesn't mean a playing field. Like, we say, let's go to the field and play. Yeah, so by the field we mean, playing field. But here by kshetra, by field, Sri Krishna means all the bodies that you see around you, including your own body. Is that clear to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else you would like to say?
No, sir.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Namit.
Thank you, sir.
Let's listen to what Kritik understood. Kritik, can you unmute?
Sir,
Yeah.
I still don't know what I've understood. I'll find out.
Okay, all right. How about Prerana? What is Prerana's understanding from this shloka? Can Prerana unmute and share? Prerana, are you there?
Yes, Vijayji.
Okay. Yeah.
Krishna is telling that he is the knower of the field. Field is compared to our body, and he is knower of this field. He is also the control and the creator of these bodies. So Bharata refers to Arjuna.
Nice. That is correct. So what is the true knowledge Sri Krishna is saying here? What is he referring as a true knowledge?
The true knowledge is to know about the field.
Only field?
Field which is compared to body.
Sir, can I say?
Yeah. I'll come to you also, Atish.
Sir,
I'm coming one by one.
Tell what true knowledge is.
1 minute, Kritik. Let Prerana complete. I'll come to each one of you, one by one. Prerana, it's not only about the field. So that is why, please refer to the picture. See, in the picture, in the background, there is the picture of a sun, and there are so many pots. In the pots, there is water. And in the water, the sun is reflecting. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. So, what Sri Krishna wants us to realize is that all the bodies in the world, all the bodies, whether it's a plant body, or an animal body, or a water body, your own body, all the bodies in the world are like this pot of water. And in them, the sun is reflecting. Like that, it is Sri Krishna only as light of awareness in every body. So, realize that you are not the pot and the water. You are not the pot and the water, meaning realize you are not the body and the mind. You are the true self, that is like the sun, the light of the awareness. You are the Atma Jyoti. And the Atma Jyoti, or the light of the self, is called as the knower of the field, knower of the body. So Sri Krishna is saying, the one who knows, knower of the body, that is kṣhetra-jñaṁ. and the kshetra, that is body, both together. That together is called as the true knowledge. The knowledge of the knower and field. Realize that the world is nothing but full of various kinds of bodies, and they're constantly changing. And you are not changing. And you are the kshetra-jñaṁ. That light of the self is the kshetra-jñaṁ. And all the bodies are the kshetras. Is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, can you say what you understood?
Yeah, this body or any human body, any human or any other body, it consists of that Atma Jyoti or the light which is in them. You have to respect it, and Krishna is situated in them as that light.
Excellent. And that Krishnatva is not changing. That light of awareness, light of the self is not changing. Everything else is changing. So just notice your own body. From this little baby, the body has changed to now this big. And it is constantly changing. It will continue to change. And that is the case around you. Every body changes. Clear?
Yes, we do.
Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
All right, let's listen to Atish.
Sir, I understood that we are the light of the self.
Excellent. You are the light of the self. And what about all the bodies?
Sir, everyone are the light of the self.
The true nature is light of the self. But
Yes,
all the
sir.
bodies are constantly changing. And the bodies are called as kshetra. And you are being referred here as kṣhetra-jñaṁ.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Yes, Kritik, what is Kritik's understanding?
Sir, what I have understood that everything may be changing, like plants, birds, humans, even animals. But then the feeling that I am there, that will never change.
Excellent. That I am is not changing. That I am is the...
It will be there in every body.
Very nice. Very well put. Let's hear from Manya.
So in this shloka, we are basically understanding how Lord Krishna is preaching. I mean, he's just telling Arjuna that I am the knower of all the bodies or the fields, that he's the knower of the kshetras. So basically, if I'm supposed to put it in the words which we use today, so I might have a PhD in biology or cells or anything. I might be a great scholar, but if I don't know the difference between my body, my mind, and my soul, then I am kind of ignorant.
Very nice.
So this actually scares me a little bit, because what if, like, especially when I'm
Manya, are you there?
I'm just really so scared. What if am I not audible, Vijayji?
We only heard till where you said, I am scared. Later could not hear. Can you repeat?
Yeah, so I was saying sometimes this kind of scares me, because especially when I'm alone and I'm trying to observe something, and at times I see children, they're stamping on ants and then they're troubling some animals. So it kind of scares me that what if I'm born as an ant in my next birth, then I won't even know who Krishna is. This kind of scares me, but actually that is the truth. So I am always changing, but I am in the sense my body is always changing, which is this kshetra, the field. But I'm like the farmer, so I just do my actions through this body. It's just an instrument.
Excellent. And to your fear, no? That is why Sri Krishna has always told us here in Gita, whatever you're doing, do as an offering to me. And in that offering, you will not be bound. And when you are not bound, you will be free. Only when you are free, you will be able to choose the right thing. For example, whether to eat 10 chocolates or just to eat one and to share with the others is a discrimination you need to have. How will you develop that discrimination? Only by understanding the nature of what may happen if I eat too many chocolates. So having that right clarity is important, isn't it? So likewise, realized masters say, what kind of a form you take can happen just based on your unconscious actions. When you're unconscious, when you're not aware of the Atma Jnana, then depending upon the nature of the work that you've done, various forms are coming to you. However, when you have Atma Jnana, when you realize what Sri Krishna is saying, then you become free from the clutches of your mind's impressions. In such a state, you are at liberty to choose what is that you want. In other words, the choice of the body is also with you. When you realize who you are and you become free from the clutches of the impressions in your mind. That is why Bhagavad-Gita has to be learned and practiced. And what does Bhagavad-Gita teach us? How to be free in life. So it helps you to grow beyond your fears, because fear is a thought in the mind. And you are above the mind. You are beyond the mind. Because mind is like a screen. On the screen, some thoughts are coming. And you are able to see the thoughts coming. It is like the classical story. In the mind, there are different kinds of wolves. They say, bad wolf, good wolf, wolf of the fear, wolf of the jealousy, all the wolves are there. Which wolf grows bigger in you? The one you fear the most. All right? So therefore, whenever there is a thought of fear, realize that that is just a thought. And you can replace that with the thought of courage. You can replace the thought of not knowing with the thought of the right knowledge. That is why Bhagavad-Gita is being taught. Go back to what Sri Krishna is giving as a guidance to us. Sri Krishna is telling us all the time, you are not this body. You are not even the content of your mind. Don't be in the bondage of the content of your mind. Realize you are the divine light of the self. You're free from all this. In such a clarity, in such realization, then whether or not I should take the next form, and if so, what form, is a completely out of choice. So forms can happen out of ignorance, or forms can happen with complete clarity. Like during Ganesha festival, you make a Ganesha clay. You're very clear, I want to make a Ganesha form out of this clay. It is not happening accidentally. You're consciously thinking and where the head should be, how the stomach should be, how the sondilu should be. You're consciously thinking and you're giving a shape. You don't call it as an accident, do you?
No.
Likewise,
Creation.
realize that you have the ability to create either consciously or unconsciously. When you do not have the right knowledge, it becomes an unconscious creation. For example, somebody is ignorant and sees so many sweets in front of them, and they eat all of it, and they get a stomach ache, and they keep crying, "Ayo, I got stomach ache," without realizing that what they did, eating so much, is what caused the stomach ache. But once when it is realized, will you repeat the same mistake?
No.
If you repeat the same mistake, means you have not yet learned the lesson, isn't it?
Yes.
So therefore, realize you have the ability to know the truth and become free from all the bondages. That is why Bhagavad-Gita is being taught. That is why you have been attracted to Bhagavad-Gita. So whenever fear takes hold of your mind, realize that is just a thought in the mind. See what is the right thought to bring in place of that. You have that power. Because it is your mind. You can give space to what you like in your mind.
Yes.
In front of your home, somebody is knocking. Okay. You open the door, you let them in. Or you don't open the door and they go out. Likewise is the thought. Thought may appear. Unless you open the door and you invite and you start talking to them, they cannot come inside. They cannot do anything. Clear?
Yes, Vijayji. It's like when you visit a restaurant, if you do not know how to read the menu, then you should just eat what is served. But in case you know how to read the menu, then you can choose. You want a cupcake or just a chocolate. And if you want a cupcake, then what flavor is it? Strawberry or choco chips, whatever. But what flavor do you prefer? And then you can order for that. But it's just that you have to learn how to read the menu.
Excellent analogy. Very good. Correct. Likewise, your life. See, you all would have heard this great statement by Vivekananda. You are the creator of your destiny. Is what one of the great statement by Swami Vivekananda. What does it mean? How do you relate to that statement?
It's like you're given clay, so you're also given the tools. So what you make out of the clay is in your hands. So you
Excellent.
make Ganesha out of it, or you just it's still in your hands. And when it's about clay or life, sometimes clay, we suppose have made something out of the clay, which is not really so good. So I can always like put it back and then make it into clay, and then once again I can form something I like. So it's never too late to realize the truth.
Excellent. Very well said, Manya. So likewise, that's why we in the beginning we always say the prayer Asato Ma Sadgamaya. In every situation of life, when you realize what is the truth and what is the untruth, then you are free. So that is why Sri Krishna says the biggest asset that one can develop in life is the asset of viveka. Viveka of the truth from the untruth. Viveka of the changing and the unchanging. Viveka of the nitya and the anitya. So that's why Sri Krishna always has been telling us through Gita in many different ways how to develop that viveka. What is the right jnana to develop? All right.
Yes, Vijayji.
Any
Thank you very
other
much.
any other question or statements you want to make?
No, Vijayji, not as of now.
Very nice. Is there anyone else who likes to share or ask any questions? All right. Then let us end our today's contemplation